Alright, so it's Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. The only day of its kind. And I'm going to get some breakfast. Because now that I'm driving again, I gotta go spend money on breakfasts. Probably should do some shopping, make my own breakfasts, but bachelor life. Just how she rolls. Carefully so as to not let the phone fall. Nice. And then it should be alright from here. Wow, that truck's got like lights all over it. It's like a black truck with amber Christmas lights all over it. Cool. Probably hear my windshield wipers squeaking. That's gonna be fun. You get to listen to the squeak with me. I cannot get it to go away. The squeak of the windshield wipers. I bought like the most expensive brand of windshield wipers I could get at Canadian Tire sometime last year, earlier in the year, before all my Manic stuff. I remember doing that now. Like I've said before, I don't really have much memory of this time last year at all. I know I was sitting around a lot. I know that my foot was really messed up. My right foot was like covered in calluses, but it looked like what I imagined leprosy could look like. And even the foot specialist didn't understand why I was having such an explosion of massive calluses and heel cracking and everything. Meanwhile, my left foot was totally fine. Just a little bit of callus on the heel. But that, yeah, negligible. My right foot, I could hardly walk. I was wearing like these super thick black socks that I bought at Mark's Warehouse. They're meant for like, yeah, being out in the cold. They're like the thickest sock that I could find. And I was wearing flip-flops, walking around the house and everywhere I went, wearing thick black socks and flip-flops, because it was the only thing that took the pain away when I walked. Otherwise, it was an extremely painful situation. And we didn't know what was going on. We being myself, my mom, who I'm living with, my doctor, and my foot specialist, who was like shaving the stuff off. I'd go see him every couple months, and he'd trim my foot all up. Like, take off all the calluses and smooth it all out, make my foot look like fresh and clean again, and then they just start growing back immediately. It was weird, man. It was like totally dead skin. And once I quit the lithium, and it was, like I've said, there's all these other problems that were going on with me. My kidneys were failing. I was having like heart attack and stroke warning signs. Yeah, lithium toxicity is bad. I hadn't had proper blood work done on it for a while. It went toxic on me. But I was sick from it the whole time I was on it. There was things that were not right. I couldn't eat. I couldn't hold things down. I was sick a lot, like vomiting. Had a lot of problems. So when I quit the meds, I went batshit manic. I knew that was probably going to happen. saved my life in the process. And when I went to the hospital and got put on new meds right away, because they try right away to like beat the mania out of you. Squeak, 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 squeak. Within days, it felt like within a week, my foot was noticeably better. Within 2 weeks, it was like more than 50% better. And by the end of my 3 weeks at the hospital, we'd hit about a 75% clean foot, no calluses. Every time I had a shower, it just re-moistened the foot, the skin came back to life. And all the other problems that I was having physically went away as well. Notably as well, I had like a malnourished belly, kind of like a beer belly or a 6-month pregnant belly. Like I looked really bad in the gut area. And I never used to get that when I was drinking. I didn't have a beer belly. I've never been really like fat or anything in my life. So there I am now with all this extra weight that also started going away when I got off the lithium. I started walking a lot. When you're manic, you have so much energy that you just go, 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 go. And you can get really fit really quick. Also the fact that my license was taken away. Like even before my license was taken away though, I'd drive across town. I'd go up to Cultus and I'd walk back and forth on Cultus main beach. I'd go to the other spots, Entrance Bay up at Cultus Lake. It's the big one. Maple Bay, Spring Bay. A bunch of different little places where you can pull over and enjoy the lake. And I was doing that a lot and walking and walking and walking. But then I lost my license. So I kept walking. And I was manic, so I was able to walk like I was doing 9 kilometers, 4.5 kilometers an hour. So I walked to church a couple times. City Life Church. It's in the same building that I grew up going to church. It used to be called Glad Tidings. And I went to a school there called High Road Academy. Kind of a pretentious name, High Road. We'll take the high road, you take the low road. Anyways, so it's called City Life Church, and it's 4.5K from where I live, and it would take me an hour to walk there. I'd power walk it there, and I'd power walk it home. And it was like no big deal. Getting up for church was a joy, and the walk was cool, and got to see some old friends and faces, but it was intense. When you're manic, and you're feeling a lot of God thoughts, and you think that you could be, you know, somebody big out there spiritually, church is like, whoa. It comes to life in a whole different way. So, one time I was walking to church. I did it twice. I only went that long walk twice, and otherwise I was like, no. I'm walking 2 hours for an hour and 15-minute service here that I can watch online. Then you're not in the presence of the Lord because you're not in the building. I don't buy into that. You can only get the presence of the Lord by going to a building to find it. No. The presence of the Lord is everywhere. If you believe the Spirit of God is limitless and can go anywhere, then it's not just trapped in a building that you have to go to on a Sunday or a Saturday or any day. It's good to connect with other people of belief, but you don't have to do it just in those buildings every one day a week. I don't know. Rant, tangent. This one time that I was walking there, though, I was having all these thoughts on my walk that I was a lion in sheep's clothing. Not a wolf, but a lion. And I was walking, and every time I walked past any place that had a dog, that dog was coming to the fence and barking hard at me. But as soon as the dog was on the same side of the fence as me, if I saw them in the streets or walking freely, they were like, nope. Or they were really friendly. But when they were in their own yard, they were really mean. So I thought, I'm a lion. They don't like this cat. I was once a lamb that was slain, but now I'm a lion. These are the thoughts I'm having. And then I go to church and there's a song that's exactly like that. Once a lamb, now a lion. And I'm like crying because I had already thought on my walk to church that I was a lamb and now I'm a lion. And the thought just came to me and I'm in church. And that was the song singing. I had to take a couple minutes to walk out. Squeak, squeak. I'm at the drive-thru now, so let's just pause this. Pause and re-record from here, I guess. Not reverse. Drive. Captain America. Hello, hello? Not today, thanks.
Okay, how can I help you?
Yeah, no worries. Just a number 2, please.
Okay.
With medium double.
Sure, have a great day.
Yeah, you too, thanks. Like, hello? First world problem right there. Like, you're at a drive-thru, they're not talking to you right away. Oh no! One sec. Quick on the draw.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. So many people working at these McDonald's. It's a different person almost every time. And I come here a lot. I've been coming here for years. Hey, man. Thank you. Have a good one. Oh, I didn't see that person before, and you could barely see them over the counter. They were a little person. Don't see many little people working at fast food places. Everything's so high for them. Even my mom, who's 4'10", is not by any means... I won't use the M word. She's not. She is short. She's a little person, but she's not a really little person. Back in hockey, that's when I used to play, like, ice hockey as a kid. That was the last league that I was in. It was called midget. When I started, it was novice. Then you do novice for 2 years, Adam for 2 years, Pee-wee, Bantam, which was a cool name. I think Bantam is the coolest word of them all. And then midget. I'm like, why would they go like from Pee-wee to Bantam down to midget again? Novice, well, we got it, is a new. But Adam's are really small. Smaller than new. If that makes sense. So the naming scheme was weird, and midget especially was an offensive term after a while. So they completely scrapped it all, and they just went with their like U8, U9, or U10, U12, that kind of thing. U15, under 17 would be midget. What I used to play would be under 17. So they made them just boring names, under and a number. Yeah, let's go this way. I'm gonna go not go straight home. This phone of mine really picks up background noise, so I hope you're enjoying the squeaks with me. Whoever you may be, and wherever you may be listening from or watching from, always gotta be careful with your coffee in your first sip, right? You don't wanna gulp it. Lose all your taste buds doing that. I hate burning my tongue. It's so uncomfortable for like a day. For like a day, you're like constantly like, I remember burning my tongue because I can feel it. And then all of a sudden you go to sleep and you wake up the next day and your tongue's fine. Your tongue heals fast. Mouth in general heals fast, but the tongue, which I think they say the tongue is your strongest muscle. In my case, it definitely is. I'm just driving around talking to myself right now, essentially. Just out in the rain, listening to the squeaks. Kind of want to eat my breakfast, but I don't want to eat on camera. I'm a little self-conscious about eating in front of people right now. Just due to the dental thing that I've mentioned in previous vlogs, I have very little teeth left. A whole bunch of contributing factors on that. I was doomed from the get-go. As a little boy, I had crappy teeth. Genetically. But then teen years and into drinking years of adulthood and drugs and candies, Slurpees, lots of sugar, less toothbrushings as time went on, as more problems developed. It was just kind of like, what's the point? Little problems turn into really big problems after a while when you're with dental. It's a creeper. You know that there's a problem. You start tonguing something on your teeth and you're like, oh, I didn't notice that little chip before. That must have just happened. And then you can't stop tonguing it because it's awkward and new in your mouth. And your tongue is always moving in your mouth, right? So you're tonguing your new cracked tooth. Not too bad, it's just a chip. Yeah. That's what I told myself when I was 21. 20. Oh, it's just a little chip, no big deal. Huh. 27 years later, I've got 4.5 teeth on the bottom. I had the tops all taken out for dentures, and I had a partial on the bottom, but that was all when I was overweight and on lithium. And when you lose weight, like I did, I lost 35 pounds, something like that. When you lose weight, you lose it in your mouth first. So, yeah. You lose it in your mouth first, and then your dentures don't fit anymore because they're used to a bigger gum line and everything else, and now it's not. So no matter how much of the sticky stuff I put on, I use this stuff called Fixident. It's like Polygrip, that kind of thing. It's like a really strong adhesive that keeps it. It shouldn't. You should be able to have your denture in without the adhesive. It should lock in place, but but the adhesive really makes it stay. But I'm still able to eat some things. I can eat these sausage and egg McMuffins. I can eat chicken. I can eat fish. I can eat hamburger. I can't eat steak. I can't eat salads and fruit. Most fruits. Some fruits I can, like raspberries or blackberries. Any berries, I can mush them around. Anything mushy, anything hard, like carrots or anything like that. Nope, not a chance. Can't bite them. Can't chew them. I could puree them, but that's just, we don't want to go there just yet. So I've got it all lined up. Not quite, but in the works. Mom's helping me out. New dentures are going to be coming in the next few months here. And I'm not sitting around complaining about my bad luck. It's not luck, it's just time and space happening, and did it to myself. The lithium as well is causality for the last days of my teeth being around. That shit is just deadly on your entire body. Super poisonous. Lithium should be completely outlawed. They've been using it since the 50s and 60s to treat people with bipolar. They don't even know how it works. They just know that it works really well. But you can't go toxic or it will kill you. So yeah, I'll take medications that aren't so life-threatening. Thank you very much. And I couldn't do this on lithium, like what I'm doing right now. Just talking and thinking and talking, and you know, I'm not manic, but I feel a little more uplifted than down. So they can call that sometimes hypomania, where you're feeling good, you can take on your day, and you got lots of energy, kind of like that. But definitely not like delusional, and I don't think that there's people are out to get me or anything like that. Crazy. I'm just gonna, so gross out. I wanted to go to the river and just take a meander at the river, eat my breakfast, but no. I'm just gonna go home. Go home and eat. And just chill. I get it? Got it. You can see it in my jawline. That I have to really be like an old man, and I am becoming an old man. Slowly but surely, I am becoming an old man. Huh. What does the next half of my life look like? Right? If I'm gonna live to be 100 years old, which, if I keep smoking and stuff, maybe not, but I don't know, I feel pretty healthy. We just don't know. I believe in my creator, and I believe in my mom and dad making me, you know, but I believe the creation behind that design came from somewhere, and my being, my spirit that I was talking about before, created by a divine by a divine being I call creator or God, for simplicity's sake, not to be religious, but just to say that's what I believe. And I believe that if I am created by a creator, then that same creator not only knew the start date of me, but also knows my end date, my expiration date. And that could be tomorrow, that could be before I even get home. It's not going to be the case, but you just don't know. Anybody that's tuning into this should be like, how am I still alive yet buddy next door got into a massive car accident and died? Or how am I still alive and, I don't know, somebody fell or somebody got sick with cancer or died of whatever, old age. How am I still alive and all these other people haven't made it? No, I guess I'll keep on going. It's fascinating to me, and I just know that I know. I believe that I know in God, and I know in God. I believe, I trust in my Creator to know and have me in His hands, so that when I do have my expiration date, this body will die. This body that I'm living in, fade away, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But I will still exist. My consciousness, my spirit, my energy, all of it combined will still exist. I just won't be trapped in this physical form anymore. I don't know what that looks like, if it's invisible, or if we'll still have light to us, or what. But yeah, I can't be worried about death, and I can't be sad for other people's death, because I believe that we go to another better place. I have a hard time talking to people when they're really upset about death, because I want to tell them that it's okay. Like, they're in a better place now, and you should be happy about that. You should be happy that they don't have to be stuck here anymore. Not that here is terrible, but it can be. And time to go in and have some more breakfast. So, all shaved up, ready to go. And I go to Corky's tonight, I think. Irish pub that isn't really that Irish, but kinda is. I used to work there like 15 years ago. It was a good job. I had some good times there. It really got me educated on the world of working in a bar and dealing with all the things that you deal with, from normal people to really drunk people, from super smart people to really dumb people, and everyone in between. Doctors, lawyers, crackheads, thieves, all of the above. So I'm in my weird weed rolling room, and I'm busting up a joint for the road for later. That wasn't enough. We'll have to take a little more. Got some really nice stuff called Malibu Marker. It's so good. It's a cross between something called Malibu OG and another one called Permanent Marker. And they crossbred them and created Malibu Marker. So many different varieties and names, and they're always just coming up with new, like, let's take this one with that one. Months later, oh wow, that one's really good. Some don't work out. A lot don't work out. But yeah, it's quite the world. And this stuff is like a 30% potency. And I've got these little cardboard filtery things. And I just kind of cut off a little bit. and I roll it quickly into a little cylinder. And I am cheating these days. I use one of these things. It's a weed roller, joint roller, rolling machine. And then you just, so I put the filter in the machine, in the trough that's there. I take the weed, and as you can see, I've got that and that. And we just carefully put it in. Pack it down. Close it up like that. And then you can roll it. And then take one of our papers here, down to one of the last ones of this pack. Got lots more though. And this is the thing. You put this in here like so. And it's tricky to do like this, but it's grabbed. So you just keep rolling, rolling, wait. Lick it. Open it up. You've got a perfect joint. You can see the filtered end, the weed end. It's not too firm, it's not too soft. I can taste it already. That's such good terpenes. Terps? Yeah, that stuff. Gives it the flavor. On the road again. Alrighty, so I'm out the door again. And it dawned on me that it's been a bunch of days now since I got my yellow driver's license, my interim license, until I could get that guy. Right there. Let's just check it out. Look at that ugly mugshot. It was the day before I got my haircut. I had to like slick it all back and it looked just terrible. Kind of Austin Matthews-ish. If anybody knows the name Austin Matthews, that's his hairline right there. Big forehead. Ugly little, skinny little duster. And he's been doing the duster for a long time. So with no further ado, let's just put that in right where my old one was. Perfect. And now I can take this yellow one out later and toss it. So it's going to get a little dark in here. Whoa. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Have a dart, as we say in Canada, some of us. I'm not a hick, but I like to talk like one sometimes. The darkness. So I was like, hey mom, could you hear me talking in the bathroom? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I was filming myself shaving. She's like, Richard, no one wants to see you doing that. Like, I don't care. I had fun doing it. Somebody's gonna watch it and they're gonna get a laugh, and maybe they'll learn something new. The trick about moving your neck hair out of the way of your Adam's apple, that's a next level trick. Thank you, Granddad. I first shaved when I was like 14 because I had a peach fuzz mustache happening, as a lot of us just pubescent boys would get, and it was kind of a shadow and I didn't like it and I wanted it to go. So I shaved for the first time. I just got it really wet out of the shower, and I don't think I used any shaving cream, and I just carefully did it and didn't cut myself or anything. It wasn't a lot, but I did it, and it was so smooth I couldn't stop licking it. And for the following week I had like the worst chapped lips I've ever had in my life. Like, I've had chapped lips before from it being cold or being dehydrated, talking too much in the past, things like that. partying. But this was the worst chopped lips ever, just from shaving at way too young an age. Because once I started, I had to keep going. Peach fuzz came back like a month later, 2 months later, and it was like, all right. So I started shaving in high school. I always lacked in physical stature. I was never a big guy. I'm 5'8", barely. 135 pounds. A lot of bigger dudes out there. Manly men. I'm not a manly man in that sense, but that's okay. We're all different. We're all made different. I got other things that I'm, whatever. I'm happy with who I am. So today, I realized, being January 6th, I had an epiphany, and that was, today is the day of Epiphany. If you remember the song, The 12 Days of Christmas, if you know anything about Eastern Orthodox Christianity, the 12 Days of Christmas start on December 25th. Our Christmas Day is their first day of the countdown. And then they have 12 days in their holiday season of Christmas. And we know the song. I haven't heard it in a long time. But on the first day of Christmas, blah, 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 blah. Longest repeating song of all time. Still gold, though. So good. Whoever came up with that. Really good. Standing the test of time. But yesterday, being January 5th, was the 12th day of Christmas. So there's something that happens the next day after the 12th day of Christmas, and they call it the Day of Epiphany. And it's a day to commemorate when the wise men, or the Magi, the three kings, whatever you want to call them, when they came to Bethlehem and found Mary and Joseph, they followed star charts and whatever they did, prophecies and everything else, that however they did it, they found them. They brought gifts. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. What's a baby going to do with gold? Well, those parents needed to get out of Dodge real quick. They needed to get that baby out of Bethlehem. They needed to get out of the country. And they went to a place that nobody would expect, because that place was pretty crazy too, and that was Egypt. They deked out to Egypt. They had to travel there. They had to stay at places. They had to keep things. They had to eat. They needed money. I don't know what we don't know what their financial situation was like. But these guys brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh, which are all fine items, especially the gold, I would think. And I would imagine I would trade gold for a hostel or some food, or whatever. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. So that's just what I've imagined the day of Advent to be. Oh, yeah, also, it doesn't just commemorate the Magi coming to find baby Jesus. It also commemorates when Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist. When Jesus came, John the Baptist was a wild man out in the wilderness, eating bugs and not really resting much. He was crazy, and he was baptizing people in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, whatever. I don't think he did it like that. He wasn't Catholic, but nonetheless, he was saying, "This guy's coming. He's coming." Sure enough, there's Jesus of Nazareth coming around the corner, and John the Baptist baptizes him on the spot. And as the story goes, a dove came down from above as a symbol, as a sign that this was the Son of God. And Eastern Orthodox believe in the same thing that we do, but they just have their Christmas set up a lot differently. I think it's really cool. The Day of Epiphany. What a cool name. karaoke night at Corky's. Every Tuesday night, they have a karaoke night, which I affectionately call Skaraoke. If the singers are really bad, it becomes Skaraoke. But there are a lot of good singers that come out. Some of them are just so good. It's like, wow. I've only sang karaoke a handful of times in my life. Not the best singer, but I've pulled off a few okay ones. The first song I ever sang karaoke to was at a nightclub in Langley, BC called Gabby's. It was like a country bar, country and rock bar, and they had a karaoke night. And my friends dragged me out to it. I'd never been to one before, and I had the perfect buzz going on, and I chose Bohemian Rhapsody. All 6 minutes of Bohemian Rhapsody, all the lyrics, all the different players and parts, and yeah, that song's a journey. But it scored me a few free beers after that because people were just so like, wow, that was awesome. And I never attempted it again after that. Who picks a 6-minute song as their first karaoke song? Like, give me a 2.5-minute Beach Boys song or something. Anyhow, getting close. I first worked at Corky's in 2009. I had been working at Boston Pizza here in Chilliwack for about 4 years. Just over 4 years. So from 2005 to 2009, I was working at BP. But I knew the manager at Corky's, and I really wanted to get in on a bartending and serving job somewhere else. Getting a little tired of BP, needed to move on. And I did. And I went to Corky's. And I was the only male server there. And at any pub, anywhere. You go everywhere, it's chicks, like women, girls, serving you. And my manager, Kathy, was like, I don't know if the owner's gonna like this, because he's pretty pro women serving only, but I want to hire you as a male server. I think people will like it, and it'll put a new spin on things. It's, you know, nothing new for men to be serving tables in this world. Men always used to do all the jobs back in the day before the wars, and then the women took over, and that's cool. I love serving. I kind of prefer it to bartending. Where am I going here? I think I just went right past my entrance to Corky's. Nope. This is it. The side alley. Sketchy side alley. Bumpity bump, bump, bump. Speed bump. Again, this phone is precariously sitting between the door, window, and the dashboard. It's jammed in pretty good. Now, where do I want to park? Let's park right there. Now, I had to turn left. Once upon a time, I wouldn't turn to the left because I figured left was evil, right was good. That was when I was first Manic 21 years ago. I'm like, if it's on your left, it's a lie. If it's on your right, you can trust it. I don't know what that was all about, but there's a lot of talk about left and right nowadays, isn't there? Who's right, who's wrong? Just ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you everything you need to know. I've never once gone on ChatGPT, but I did use AI on my phone earlier to eliminate the squeaking windshield wiper for the most part. There was all these options in there like remove wind sound, remove voice. I could have muted me, and then I'd just been squeaky windshield and my mouth moving. But there was another one that said noise, so I selected noise, went all the way to mute, and you can hear a little bit of squeak here and there. But I'm pretty impressed with that feature. And I'm pretty impressed with this new phone camera program that I got, this new app. I didn't know about it, open camera. I was just using the stock Samsung camera, and I think this one might be a little bit better for what I'm going to be doing here. So enough talk, let's go in. Not going to sing, but I just wanted to get out of the house. It's the day of Epiphany. So we survived karaoke night. I'm going to be a little more quiet because my mom's in bed. I'm on the deck. She's in her room, which is back that way. But my voice can carry, I guess, so we'll just keep it. Survived karaoke night. No, it was good. I didn't really pay much attention to what was going on inside and the singing, but I saw some friends there that I hadn't seen in a while, and it was really nice. Saw my friend Emerald. Was a bartender of mine when I used to drink. Yeah, she's good people. So it was really nice catching up with her. And then a couple named Ethan and Virginia. And they're like one of those couples that you sit with. And they're both really intelligent. And they have lots of good things to say. And you learn. I always learn a lot when I'm talking to them. So, and I hope that maybe people learn something from me sometimes. So, it's been a good day. The day of Epiphany, as we'll call this. And now it's tomorrow. It's 12:30. It's January 7th, technically now. So just wrap it up at that. And enjoying my Malibu marker. And we'll be up in the morning. I've got a Amazon delivery coming first thing in the morning. So I'm excited to get into that. Hopefully I can start playing music through my phone and recording it while filming. So yeah, we'll see how that works. But thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you'd like to continue following me in my journey. It's just getting started here. So much love. Peace.